You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her. She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it. While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to, unless, of course, you do your job and slay her. Oh, if only that were the case, but I have to say I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. Like I said, I don't make the... Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody... I mean, maybe some people do? Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you... Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve. A warning before you go any. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power. Fortunately, she's only a princess, whereas you, we can't just go through with this and listen to him. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is the blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No. You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here
Okay, I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You make your easier.
I heard the door slam.
There's a
If I could...
she rips her flesh. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, or we could use... You won't like what happens if you... Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see that razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing. I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her a... Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around. You steel your resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here. Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now. Don't act so surprised. Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons, and then you stop. Neither you nor you collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another...
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you. You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another...
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and that terror. But you don't have the time left to worry about such things. Everything goes black. You're on a path in the woods. You're here to... A terrible... If he doesn't really... You did... We could go back and forth. Those are two... Let's... If we were just where... We did up... And yet... And I believe... What do you mean? Had you failed? That's... You let... What matter? A warning. She will lie. She will... Don't worry, I think we've taken that. The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave. The blade is your You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. No blade. Leaving it behind didn't work out so well. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this. The door to the basement creaks open, with the weak starlight from the cabin windows. The air smells of her voice, skitter.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Silence, I see. Don't think I forgot.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment. She seems... You... Look, I'm just throwing Do you want to hear whatever? You need to stop. Fine. You're the boss. A fire crackles in the center of the room, casting unsettling shadows across the dirt walls. The princess crouches on the other side.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand.
Your Honor, Don't mention it. You make a warning. She will not... The end of the Please don't. Great. You walk. I am. You're only making the...
Thank you.
No, you walk. They're laughing.
I'm guessing
Made down.
maybe the... Or if...
If we were to someone... You try the door. Easier.
I heard that...
There's a...
If I...
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. Or we could use... You won't like... Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the... You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the head... She didn't so much as utter a sound. No. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours. How is she still smiling after everything?
Thank you. Now...
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps... Wait, this isn't fair. You can't watch me.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Your body lunges. The princess dodges, stumbling back. Stop it. Stop trying to... Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there? A betrayal of...
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity, but you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claw. You collapse to the floor. Your body... If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be... You can't just... As much as I'd prefer... Everything goes dark. And you die. Your Honor, you're here. Oh, don't use it. You did. Well, Siri. Somehow I suppose. That's because. But it can't. Well. Well, if that. The weak of. She look, do you fine? A fire crackles in the.
And there you are.
That's no fair. Your does you make a warning? We're not going to take the good. She's focused.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step.
Oh, so.
She's. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Too long.
She has.
You.
Don't just.
If I'm supposed to be.
Thanks for.
What if at the end, whoever sent you. That doesn't sound.
She has a.
So, but you don't really.
She's right.
Like, so do you. Oh.
You know. They're large.
I'm guessing you don't.
Maybe it's somewhat doubtful.
Well.
If we were stuck, you would. Is someone. Your shout. Your. You make easier.
I heard the door. The knife.
You. Against your. You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and you make quick. She didn't. So how? No, we won't have us. Wait, this is watch me. You bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Okay. Though the blade left a deep.
Are you? I don't. Do you? But I.
Yeah. You fall if we're lucky.
Oh, too weak to eat.
She places a confident heel on your chest. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a. You can't just. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark. And you. Your honor? You're right. Fine. That's. If that's. The interior of the cat. We don't. That's because there's. Who cares? Though he. Okay, let's. I'm. You. Huh. This is her booming voice.
Is that a guest I hear?
You weren't. Should we? Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak. That. The chain is nothing.
The little bird. You brought that knife.
As if on command, the blades. I have a duty. Of course. Oh, I understand.
Kneel.
On her command, you fall to the floor,